The legend that is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan became the first Bollywood actor to appear on the world-famous BBC breakfast show when he promoted Bhootnath in London. Diva partnerships made it all possible, and we are very, very proud. Enjoy the exclusive interview.
Nobody does it better. No, 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 no. Ain't nobody does it better. Ooh, ain't nobody does it better, baby.
And plenty of people would agree with that, Amitabh Bachchan. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So this is a clip from the new film. It's called Lord of Ghosts. Tell us a bit about
Well,
it.
actually, that's a good translation. I've never heard it before. Bhoot is the Hindi word for ghost. Nath is a very common surname. And Nath also is another name for God. So, yes, you're quite right.
Now, and in the clip we saw there, that could have been something from a video, from a,
Oh, yes.
a single or something you can see on MTV.
All our films have a lot of song and dance. So.
What was going on there? Give us an idea of what was happening in that scene. What was
Well, it's the story about Mr. Nath, who lives in a house in Goa. And due to certain circumstances in the family, he has an accident, loses his life, becomes a ghost, and now lives there, and prevents anyone from coming to occupy this house. So initially he's scaring people away until this little kid, he comes with his family. And the kid refuses to believe that he's a ghost, even though he's tried very hard to scare him away. On the contrary, the kid says, you know, there are no ghosts in life. My mother's always told me that there are angels. And this is rather endearing to this little fellow, and they strike up a relationship. The ghost himself has had a past history where he has a grandson, which is much like the little fellow in the film. And they strike up a relationship, they become very friendly. The little fellow then helps resolve the backstory of this old man. The family gets together, and then he disappears.
Now, you're on a whistle-stop tour, really, here, aren't you? The UK has the biggest audience for Bollywood outside of India.
The Indian film industry, we don't like that word.
OK. Why don't you like that word?
We just feel it's a little derogatory to our film industry.
As if it's a sort of secondary to
Well, either secondary or just, you know, not in good taste.
Give us, for people who don't know about you and your standing in Indian cinema, I mean, can I get you to do a comparison? I mean, who are you in Hollywood? Who would you compare yourself to?
That's another thing we don't like.
Oh,
Yes.
again, haven't I? I just think in terms of stature, you know, some people could, I mean,
Well, it's
you're one of the
difficult for
big
me
boys.
to, you know, talk about myself.
know.
Perhaps somebody else would be a better place to do that. But we're all actors. We do much the same thing that actors in films any other part of the world do, except we make films in Hindi, and we have a very large audience.
And do you feel, I mean, it sounds from what you're saying, you feel there are some misperceptions about this sort of film industry. Are there things that you would like people who don't currently watch these films to understand about them that perhaps they don't at the moment?
Right. Well, I think that it's changing very rapidly. Initially, yes, the song and dance routine, perhaps the technical substandardness that was there in our films as compared to the ones that were made in the Western world, people were very critical of it. But I think that has soon changed. I don't know what the reason is, but there's now a great acceptance. The very same things that they were critical about are now being liked. I have a theory for that, and I believe that when a nation does well economically, everything about it starts getting noticed and liked. Ever since there's been a lot of liberation in the economic policies of India, everything about India has suddenly become very good and happy and nice. So whether it's our food, whether it's our dance, whether it's our colors, whether it's our politics, whatever, whether it's our films. And that could be one reason why Indian films are becoming very popular.
It looks like you have great fun filming.
Oh
those
yes,
things.
filmmaking is great fun.
But those scenes particularly, they're so elaborate, so
Energetic.
big and so bold.
Yes.
Looks like fun to make.
Yeah. We have an element of escapism in all our films because we do cater to an audience that is poor and perhaps not able to afford the luxuries of air-conditioned theaters or their own lives. And these 2.5, 3 hours they get to escape from the, well, somewhat miserable life that they lead outside.
Well, it's been a real pleasure to meet you, Amitabh Bachchan. Thank you very much indeed
Thank
for
you
sparing
so
the time to come into breakfast.
Thank you
to
for
see
having
you.
me. Thank you.
And stay with us on breakfast because Freema Agyeman will be here to tell us about her return to Doctor Who.
That's in just a moment. First, here's a quick look at what's happening where you are.
Stay with us.